Right. So, the mistake I made last time with Folklore was watching it when I was high energy in a well-lit room in the middle of the day. So, it's now approaching evening. I've been for a run. I've got my blanket. I've made a hot chocolate. Oh, hello. I thought that was the whipped cream running down the edge, but it's just the light. Delicious. And I am ready for Evermore. Right, as far as I know, Evermore is a basically continuation of Folklore. Let's read up. Evermore was released 5 months after Folklore. She described it as a sister record, with Evermore serving as a continuation and further artistic venture into this forest of music. In contrast to Swift's usually structured and extensive album rollouts, Evermore, much like Folklore, was announced via social media 16 hours prior to release. Shortly after her announcement, she explained her reasoning. Well, I mean, it's COVID times. Ever since I was 13, I've been excited about turning 31. Right, yeah, because lucky number. This is why I wanted to surprise this with you now. This is why I wanted to surprise you with this now. You've all been so caring, supportive, and thoughtful. Brilliant, lovely. So essentially, she wrote 2 albums, and instead of releasing them on 2 CDs, she put them out as 2 albums as a surprise. Swift also dedicated Evermore to people who turn to music in an effort to cope with missing and loved ones, acknowledging the unusual loneliness of the 2020 winter holiday season. Yeah, brilliant. And the lead single is the first track. Let's get into this. Okay, first track is Willow, which is immediately giving me witchy vibes because Buffy. Alison Hannigan. Willow is the lead single of Evermore, Swift's... Yep. Swift revealed that she purposely chose Willow as the starting track for Evermore because she thought the music that Aaron Dessner had written felt witchy and magical. Hey! And that was a great vibe to set for the album. Swift hinted at the song title twice during the Folklore era. Yeah, great, brilliant. Let's jump straight into it.
My plans, that's my man.
I can see what she means by it being witchy. For some reason, the steel drums really add to that aesthetic. I've never associated steel drums with witchiness before. But in the context of this song, certainly. Alright. So, as you can see, I've given Folklore another listen and I've reorganised some stuff. I'll leave that up to you to have a look around. But there's 3 tracks in S now. And there's only 1 in bad. Right, Willow. Where's Willow going to go? So it didn't blow me away or anything, but it's a decent track. Didn't capture me. Let's pop it in good for the time being, and then see where the album takes us. Champagne Problems. Champagne Problems tells the story of a woman who shocks her would-be fiancé and their loved ones by turning down a marriage proposal right before Christmas. In an essay about Evermore, Swift stated that the song depicts longtime college sweethearts who have very different plans for the same night, one to end it and one who bought a ring. Ooh, that's unlucky. The song implies that the protagonist has a history of mental illnesses, which the town subsequently stigmatizes in their gossip surrounding the failed proposal. Mental health is a topic equally personal to Swift, who has been transparent publicly about her own struggles. Cool. Let's go. Utterly beautiful song. It's incredibly well written, very poetic lyrics, and wonderful imagery and the stuff I've come to expect from Taylor Swift, for the most part. Yeah, this poor woman's been absolutely destroyed and everyone's dismissing it. Ugh, heartbreaking. I think that's going in S for the time being. Hopefully that's not the best song on the album. Well, I mean, hopefully it just gets better and better. Let's find out. Gold Rush. Gold Rush is a song depicting the jealousy she has because she is attracted to someone who everyone admires. Because of this, she has to stop picturing her life with them. She is singing about dreaming for someone that everybody else wants. This is outstandingly badly written. She is daydreaming about someone, then snapping out of it. She is catching herself getting the idea of this person stuck in her head. The narrator's dislike of jealousy and anxiety in relationships and possible self-esteem issues leads them to decide their fantasy relationship isn't worth giving it a try. Let's go.
Painting my face in a red flush. I don't like that.
This transition from the chorus into the first verse is really odd. I like it. It's really helping to get the point of the song across, where it's two different sides of the same thought process, where she wants to be with him, but she also doesn't want any of that. It's really interesting. Also, when the song started, it opened up like a 70s musical. It opened up like the start of Oklahoma, basically.
Anyone without a feel your toes jumping.
Yeah, that was just another very well written and nice story. She's really focusing on the choir vocals, on the layered ethereal harmonies, which is, I'm a big fan of that. I pop that in good for now. 'Tis the damn season. 'Tis the damn season is what happens when Dorothea comes back from Hollywood for the holidays and discovers an old flame. This likely refers to this damn season, giving the local mentions of both Los Angeles and the winter holidays. Notably, Evermore was released 2 weeks prior to Christmas. Yep. Nostalgic, longing, relatable. Cool. I have no idea who Dorothea is, but maybe it's a character I've not met yet, or I have met and didn't realise at the time. Let's find out. You know, when you listen to the same artist for long enough, you start to see patterns, repeated riffs, repeated hooks. This has started to happen with me in the last 3 albums of Taylor Swift. There are only so many melodies in the world, but she has used a lot of the same ones a lot so far, which is good. Breeds a sense of familiarity, but if you listen to all the songs in a 2-week span like I've been doing, it can end up getting a little samey. That's not to say this song was bad. I enjoyed this song. I'm going to pop it in. Very good. And move on to the next song. Interested to find out who Dorothea is. Oh, there's a song called Dorothea coming up. I wonder if this is another 3-track, another trilogy. Right. Tolerate It. This is a track 5, so track 5's Yes We Know. It tells the story about the continuous struggle of wanting love from somebody who isn't even paying attention to anything you do for them. During her interview, Taylor said she wrote this based on the 1938 novel Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca. Ah, right. So Rebecca is something that I keep meaning to read. I don't. I know the basic plot of because of living in the world and references and stuff. When I was reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, I was thinking, wow, her husband just tolerates her. She's doing all these things and she's trying so hard and she's trying to impress him and he's just tolerating her. Cool. Let's have a look. This song, being in 5/4, has really thrown me for a loop. I'm not used to seeing songs in 5/4. I guess you got bored.
With the battle hero.
Interesting. Okay. I wonder why she chose to write this in 5/4. Because I would have thought if she was going to write a song in 5/4, it would have been a very schizophrenic song, something that's supposed to make you very, very uncomfortable. Whereas this is a lot more tame than that. I wonder if it's possible, or if someone's probably already done it. I wonder if it's possible to rewrite this song in 4/4 and see what it sounds like. Surely someone's already done that. I'll have to have a look at that. If I remember. Someone remind me. Katie, if you're watching this, remind me at some point. Right, time signature aside, really good song. What I know about Rebecca, this is very, very on the nose, very good. And just the writing is fantastic. Just the writing in this whole album has been really, really good, and the last one. I'm going to pop it in good only because 5/4 kind of sketches me out a little bit sometimes. No Body, No Crime, which makes me think of No Woman, No Cry. It's probably not that. It's an imaginative take on Swift's part in a true crime story, featuring Haim band member Esti Haim. Haim?
Yeah. 2 syllables.
I'm wrong on my own last name.
Chaim.
Esti Haim. A good friend of Swift's as the centre of a missing persons case after being cheated on by her husband. The track itself is a return to Swift's country roots, and credits include instrumentals from Josh Caltham, from Bonnie Light Horseman, and Muzz. Cool. I don't know any of these people or bands, so there we go. This should be fun. Let's see what Hyam sounds like.
SD's a friend of mine.
Oh, cool. They're very literally inserting themselves into this true crime story. I love it.
We meet up every Tuesday night for dinner. The day he died.
Loved it. I love how we've got modern Taylor Swift doing fearless Speak Now era Taylor Swift style songs. That's grand. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. Good song. Happy me. Up you go to S. Happiness. Despite its appearance, Happiness has a deceptive title. As Taylor acknowledged herself during the Willow premiere, it's a classic Taylor track about moving on from a decaying relationship, but acknowledging the bits of joy that existed with a more destructive, hurtful context. It's ultimately a hopeful song. What was bad was also good at times. Yeah, this sounds like a lot of our other songs, so let's jump in. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. This song sort of sounded like it didn't have any structure to it whatsoever. It felt like a stream of consciousness. It felt like she wrote all these lyrics down and then just sang them into a mic and took whatever came out. There's not any real hook or repeating melody too much. Nothing that captures me personally. Yeah, it definitely feels like a stream of consciousness, automatic writing sort of thing. I'm gonna pop that in average. I think I need more than just good lyrics at this point, I think, with Taylor. Right, before we move on to the next song, I've just had an idea that I need to write down immediately, otherwise I'll forget it, so bear with me. Okay, I'm back. Right, the next track is Dorothea. There she is. Dorothea is... Swift referred to the titular character as a girl who left a small town to chase down Hollywood dreams. "'Tis the Damn Season" is likely the story of her return home for the holidays. Dorothea itself seems to be told from the point of view of a old hometown lover. It's not a direct continuation of the Betty James August storyline, but in her mind, Dorothea went to the same school as them. Okay, cool. So I was right before then. It's very similar to that. Yeah, that's right. It didn't hit me as much as the original trilogy did, certainly. That's a fairly average song, I'd say. That's going to good as well. Next song. Coney Island marks Swift's first collaboration with The National. Bands that I've tangentially heard of, but I've never heard anything by. After working heavily with band member Aaron Dessner. Yeah, sure, we know him. On both writing and production of Evermore and Folklore, much like the National's extensive catalogue, this track is subdued and melancholic sonically through the use of back-and-forth conversational lyrics littered with imagery that's rich with bygone experience and evokes a heavy feeling of nostalgia and past relationship for where effort was not equal from both sides. Let's give it a pop. Oh, nice duet. I'm not going to lie, there was a point there in the middle where I sort of phased out and started reminiscing about my own life. So yeah, when I read that this album was very nostalgic, it's very correct. Okay, very good. I can't even see the tears anymore. They are too full. Ivy, featuring Bon Iver. Ivy tells the story of a married woman falling in love with a person who's not her husband, leading to an affair. Swift has sung about infidelity in previous songs, yep, sure, alongside Tolerate It and Nobody No Crime Ivy as part of the Unhappily Ever After anthology of marriages. Whoa. Which reunites infidelity, pure toleration, and even moida. Moida!
Has one to know.
Yeah, as part of the Unhappily Ever After anthology, I would say this is the weakest one. Because Tolerate It and the other one, can't remember the name of it, were both better than this. So, Cowboy Like Me. Cowboy Like Me is a country song reminiscent of Taylor's early days. It tells the story of two swindlers who fall in love through cat and mouse fling while hanging out at fancy resorts trying to score rich romantic beneficiaries. Produced by Aaron Dessner, the track's arrangement gradually builds throughout the song. Great. Marcus Mumford provides backing vocals. Oh no, Mumford, it's Mumford era. It's the dark times, it's the Mumford and Sons era. Okay.
In the tennis court.
So they got Mumford guy in for backing vocals, but then they realised it was the guy from Mumford, and so they boosted him up. So it wasn't really so much backing vocals as it was a duet, really. Probably would have sounded better if they'd have treated him like a backing vocalist and put him a bit lower in the mix. But that's just me. Yeah, that was a decent one. Nothing spectacular about it. We've certainly had better songs on this album. Long story short is a brisk-paced overview of the public demonstrations that Taylor has experienced since her feud with Kanye West. In 2016, the drama has taken subject in numerous songs. Yes, we know. However, Long Story Short offers a confirmation of resolution and peace, with Taylor finally being confident that the stage of her life has subsided. Long Story Short is a particular ode to Taylor's then-boyfriend Joe Alwyn, who she began dating around the time of the drama. Brilliant. Let's give it a go. Alright, so, another song about Kanye. This time it is a resolution. She's over it. She's done. She's looking back and realising that she's putting too much of herself into this and she needs to let it go. So it's going good as well. It's not exactly one of her best songs. Marjorie. I wonder if this is another one of these concept tracks. Tribute? No, it's not. It's a tribute to her late grandmother, Marjorie Finley. Appropriately, Epiphany was about her grandfather. We know that. Marjorie passed in 2003 and she was an opera singer that helped inspire Taylor to pursue music. In the album notes, Marjorie is credited with background vocals. Interesting. Given that Evermore also has a track called Dorothea, fans speculate this song may also allude to the story of Marjorie West, a 4-year-old girl who disappeared in Pennsylvania. When Swift grew up, Dorothea was the name of Marjorie West's sister and was the last person. Okay, so there's two theories, is there? Oh, may also allude to. Okay, right, so she might be combining two separate concepts. Let's find out. Let's have a look. Oh, it was lovely. I see she's taken some of her grandmother's opera vocals and shoved a ton of reverb on there and popped it in the background as a sort of spectral meaning to it there. So that's nice. That's a nice tribute to her grandmother. Pop that up there. Closure. Closure is the 14th track on Evermore. It is a wild industrial folk number for industrial folk with 9-inch nails style drums. Alright. In her Apple Music Awards, Taylor noted that the closure is one of the overarching themes in this album. Yeah, it certainly seems that way. Evermore deals with a lot in endings of all sorts, shapes and sizes, and kinds of ways you can end a relationship or friendship, something toxic, the pain that goes along with that. The track is supposedly a form of friendship with model Carly Close. Lyrics like staying friends in new life suggest they are no longer friends, especially as Taylor and Carly have no longer been seen together as recently married. New life spent large amounts of time with her extended family, Scooter Braun, and new friend. Scooter Braun, eh? Okay. Cool. Let's go.
To be handled.
And Another 5/4 song. That's 2 on one album. Weird. No, I didn't like that at all. That's really weird. The 5/4-ness, the weird distorted drums in the background that just are odds with the vocals completely. Nah. Yeah, she's probably trying to do something very, very clever there, but it didn't me at all, so... pop it down in bad, and then we got one more track. So far, I've enjoyed Folklore more than I have Evermore, certainly. The closing track is the meditative piano ballad, tracking the narrator's journey from a seemingly unending period of deep depression and hurt to a place of hope. Great. Like Happiness, Evermore strongly deals with themes of mental health throughout. The track lays a more linear path towards healing. Fittingly, Swift has publicly discussed her struggles. Yep, we know. Cool. Brilliant. It's a very mental healthy album, isn't it? Alright. And that's the end of Evermore. Another mixed bag album then. Yeah. So we had a couple in S, a couple in really good, and then most of it's sort of average to good. Yeah. The themes of this album I feel like should have hit me more than they did, because it's all about mental health, depression and anxiety, and coming to terms with living with that and resolving. But it really didn't grab me too much. Again, maybe it's just not the right time at the moment for these songs for me. But yeah, it was much the same as Folklore, with a slightly different narrative. But so I guess one album left, Midnights, which I know zero about, but I am going to listen to at midnight, because I'm a literal boy. What can I say? Hello? Yeah, great. Okay, perfect. So that's all for this album. Not a massive amount to say about it, considering it's the same as Folklore, basically. But I did enjoy my nice comfy blanket and my hot chocolate. So yeah, I'll revisit that for the next album. Brilliant. Well, that all said, I will see you on the next one. Ta-da.